Making the NBA Finals is the peak of many careers, but winning it is an entirely different story. Winning puts you among the NBA legends that have won it before you. You are NBA history. A championship rings defines NBA careers. This is a story of how 2021 Giannis cemented his legacy as an all-time great. The 2019-2020 season felt different. The Bucks were a juggernaut. They had an astonishing record of 52-8 in their first 60 games. The only two teams to do this were the 96-97 Bulls and the 2016 Warriors. The Bucks were that good. The Bucks seemed destined for a deep playoff run. The narrative was building. This was Giannis' year, but the world had other plans.
Well, Rudy Gobert has tested positive for the coronavirus. That was learned in Oklahoma City prior to that game between the Jazz and the Thunder. Right now, the Thunder and Jazz, I'm told, are both quarantined in that arena, and the NBA has made the decision. They have just announced that they are suspending play finishing after tonight's games. They're going to let tonight's games finish. But starting tomorrow, NBA play is suspended.
The COVID-19 pandemic halted the season. It had been a couple months since the NBA season was suspended, and there were still many questions about what would happen to the NBA season. All of our questions were answered in July when a report came out that they were resuming the season, but there were changes. The season was finished on the bubble, a resort in Orlando where 22 teams participated. No fans, just straight oops. The pandemic shifted the Bucks' momentum entirely. Throughout the bubble, the Bucks were a disappointing 3-5, but that to put it aside because it was time for awards. Giannis ended up winning the MVP and DPOY, being the only person to do this since Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon, but he had one thought in his mind: the playoffs. Bucks were still the number 1 seed, facing the 8th seed Orlando Magic. They made quick work beating the Magic in 5 games, but it was time to face the big brother of Florida, Miami Heat, led by Jimmy Butler. The Heat came out blistering, taking a commanding 3-0 lead. The Bucks managed to win Game 4 with the effort from Chris Middleton, who erupted for 36 points, but was hopeless. The Heat closed out the series in Game 5. After the disappointing playoff exit, it was time for the offseason, and the Bucks had 2 major problems. There were rumors of Giannis not staying back with the team, and they needed to improve the roster. They took care of both of these problems, first trading for all-star defensive point guard Jrue Holiday and signing Bobby Portis. Seeing this, Giannis signed a supermax extension with the team with $228 million over 5 years, forming a big forward of Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jrue Holiday, Chris Middleton, and Brook Lopez. With the team reloaded and their superstar committed, the 2021 season was championship or bust. The regular season was solid, but it was clear the Bucks were pacing themselves, their eyes fixed on the postseason. They finished as the 3rd seed in the East, setting up a first-round matchup that felt like a destiny, a showdown with the Miami Heat. This time there will be no repeat of the bubble. The Bucks exacted their revenge in a dominant fashion, sweeping the Heat in 4 games. The acquisition of Jrue Holiday proved to be a masterstroke, as his perimeter defense completely neutralized Miami's attack, particularly Goran Dragic and Jimmy Butler, who were key against the Bucks in the previous year.
And that was his floater, right?
An improvised floater. Holiday comes up with a steal, but then threw it back to Adebayo, who finishes.
With Dragic getting over 20 points right now, this is his 25th game this year that he's come off the bench.
10 boards already in this game.
Well, you just like the fact that Giannis was running without the board, without the defense even near him on that baseline. Look at this.
Giannis averaged 23.5 points, 15 rebounds, and 7.8 assists in the series, showcasing his all-around dominance. Chris Middleton also stepped up, averaging 21.5 points. This series was a statement, exercising the demons of the previous year and proving the Bucks were a different team. Next up was the Brooklyn Nets, and their own superstar trio of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. This series was an absolute war, a back and forth clash of titans that pushed both teams to their limits. The Nets started strong at home, securing a 115-107 victory. However, the win came at a significant cost as James Harden left the game early with a hamstring injury, playing only 43 seconds. For the Nets, Kevin Durant led the way with 29 points.
Brown, 3-year man out of the University of Miami, former Detroit Piston, has been playing very well for the Nets. Here's Durant on the pull-up. Yes.
Try to use his length, prevent him from getting into the rim.
Durant battling as Tucker went down. Durant is able to hit. Tucker was trying to draw the foul. Durant spinning and hits it.
And Jrue Holiday just too little to guard Kevin Durant.
Steve will trust him. There's Durant putting the move on Giannis and score.
Wow. Kyrie Irving added 25 points. For the Bucks, Giannis had a strong performance with 34 points and 11 rebounds. Even without Kevin Durant, the Nets continued their dominant run, delivering a resounding 125-86 victory. Kevin Durant was once again a force, scoring 32 points on efficient shooting. The Nets' overall offensive power overwhelmed the Bucks, taking a commanding 2-0 lead. With the series shifting to Milwaukee, the Bucks responded in a gritty defensive battle, winning 86-83. Chris Middleton was instrumental, leading the Bucks with 35 points and 15 rebounds. Giannis contributed 33 points and 14 rebounds also, as the Bucks cut the Nets' series lead to 2-1. It was Game 5. And despite the mounting injuries, the Nets delivered an incredible performance back in Brooklyn to take a crucial 3-2 lead with a 114-108 win. Kevin Durant had a truly legendary night, carrying the team with an astonishing 49 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks for a historic triple-double. This heroic effort propelled the Nets to victory. For the Bucks, Giannis had 34 points and 12 rebounds. Chris Middleton added 25 points but still did get the job done. It was Game 6 and the Bucks were facing elimination in Milwaukee. They responded with renewed intensity, forcing a decisive Game 7 with the 104-89 win. Chris Middleton once again stepped up, leading the Bucks with a dominant 38 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. Giannis also contributed a strong 30 points and 17 rebounds. The Bucks controlled the game, demonstrating their depth and their resolve. The series was tied at 3-3 apiece, leading to an epic winner-take-all Game 7 in Brooklyn. It was a back-and-forth battle that went down to the wire and into overtime. Kevin Durant delivered another heroic scoring effort for the Nets with 48 points, narrowly missing a game-winning 3 at the end of regulation when his foot was on the line, turning it into a game-tying 2.
All right, the Nets looking to inbound. Jeff Green gets it into Durant. Here is Durant moving on Tucker. He turns, he shoots. Yes! With 1 second remaining. 1 second left. Durant hits a 3.
In overtime, the Bucks, fueled by Giannis's 40 points and 13 rebounds, pulled ahead, ultimately winning 115-111. Chris Middleton also added a strong performance to the Bucks with 23 points and 10 rebounds. The Milwaukee Bucks triumphed in the thrilling 7-game series to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Eastern Conference Finals pitted the Milwaukee Bucks against the young and exciting Atlanta Hawks, led by Trae Young. The Hawks, fresh off upsetting the top-seeded Sixers, proved to be a formidable opponent. The Hawks delivered an opening statement, taking Game 1 in Milwaukee with a tight 116-113 victory. Trae Young exploded for a playoff career-high 48 points, along with 7 rebounds and 11 assists, showcasing his offensive brilliance. For the Bucks, Giannis had 34 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists, while Jrue Holiday added 33 points and 10 assists. The Bucks responded decisively in Game 2, delivering a dominant 125-91 blowout. Giannis off the George with 25 points and 9 rebounds. Jrue Holiday contributed 22 points and 7 assists as Milwaukee evened the series with a strong team performance. The series shifted to Atlanta for Game 3, where the Bucks continued their momentum, winning 113-102. Chris Middleton was the star, scoring 38 points along with 11 rebounds and 7 assists, showcasing his clutch scoring. Giannis added 33 points and 11 rebounds for the Bucks, while Trae Young countered with 35 for the Hawks. Game 4 took a terrifying turn for the Bucks when Giannis went down with a hyperextended knee after an awkward line against the third quarter. The collective breath of Milwaukee was held as it looked like the championship dreams had once again been derailed by injury. With Giannis sidelined for the remainder of the series, the Bucks supporting cast had to step up. The Hawks, without Trae Young for much of the game due to an ankle injury suffered early in the series, were led by Lou Williams' 21 points as they took the game 110-88, evening the series at 2 games apiece. Despite Giannis' absence, the Bucks rallied at home in Game 5, securing a crucial 123-112 victory. Bobby Portis stepped into the starting lineup for the injured Giannis, delivered a vital performance with 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 steals, electrifying the Milwaukee crowd. Brook Lopez had a playoff career high with 33 points and 7 rebounds, while Chris Middleton added 26 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists, and Jrue Holiday contributed 25 points and 13 rebounds. The Bucks clinched this series in Game 6 in Atlanta, winning 118-107 and punching their ticket to the NBA Finals. Jrue Holiday stepped up heroically with 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists and 4 steals, showcasing his all-around impact. Chris Middleton also had a strong performance with 32 points and 7 assists. Even without the MVP, the Bucks demonstrated remarkable resilience and teamwork to overcome the Hawks and advance to the finals. Ultimate challenge for the Milwaukee Bucks arrived in the NBA Finals, where they faced the Phoenix Suns. The Suns were led by the veteran point guard Chris Paul and the dynamic scoring of Devin Booker, presenting a formidable final hurdle. The lead-up to Game 1 was dominated by the incredible story of Giannis' return from the hyperextended left knee. He had suffered the injury in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Atlanta Hawks, missing the remainder of that series. Initial fears were that his season and potentially the Bucks' championship hopes were over. However, against all odds, after an intense rehabilitation, Giannis was cleared to play in Game 1, a mere week after the injury. His presence, even not 100%, provided a massive boost for Milwaukee. The finals started off ominously for the Bucks as they dropped Game 1 in Phoenix. The Suns took a decisive 118-105 victory. Chris Paul orchestrated the offense beautifully, leading all scorers with 32 points and 9 assists, while Devin Booker added 27 points and 6 assists. For the Bucks, Chris Middleton had 29 points, and Giannis in his return contributed 20 points and 17 rebounds in 35 minutes. The Bucks continued to struggle in Phoenix, falling to a 0-2 deficit after a 118-108 loss in Game 2. Devin Booker shined for the Suns with 31 points, and Mikal Bridges added 27 points for Milwaukee. Giannis had a monster game with 42 points and 12 rebounds, but wasn't enough to overcome the Suns' balanced attack. The narrative began to shift. Had the Bucks come this far only to fall short? With the series shifting back to Milwaukee, so did the momentum. The Bucks found their rhythm in Game 3, securing a crucial 120-100 home run. Giannis completely showcased his dominance, delivering a masterful 41-point, 13 rebound and 6 assist performance, proving his knee was no longer a problem. Jrue Holiday added 21 points and 9 assists, and Chris Middleton contributed 18 points. For the Suns, Chris Paul had 19 points, 9 assists, but Devin Booker struggled, shooting only 10 points on 3 for 14 shooting. The turning point of this series came late in Game 4, with the Bucks clinging to a slim lead and the game hanging in the balance. Suns star Devin Booker, who finished with 42 points, drove to the basket for what looked to be a game-tying dunk, only to be met at the apex of Giannis in a legendary game-saving block that will be replayed for generations. The Bucks won the game 109-103, tying the series 2-2. Chris Middleton had a crucial 40 points for the Bucks, with Giannis adding 26, 14, and 8. In a pivotal Game 5 in Phoenix, Jrue Holiday emerged as a hero. With the game tied in the final seconds, he ripped the ball from Devin Booker, who had 40 points for the Suns, through a daring full-court alley-oop to a streaking Giannis, who finished with 32 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. On the other end, seeing a dramatic 123-119 victory, the spectacular play gave the Bucks a crucial 3-2 lead. Chris Middleton also had a strong performance with 29 points and 7 rebounds. Jrue Holiday added 27 points and 13 assists. Returning home for Game 6, the city of Milwaukee was electric. On the verge of its first NBA championship in 50 years, Giannis saved his best for last, delivering a legacy-defining performance. He poured in an astonishing 50 points on incredible efficiency, shooting 17 from 15 from the field and 17 and 19 from the free throw line, overcoming his earlier struggles on both ends of the floor. As the final buzzer sounded, the Milwaukee arena erupted. The Milwaukee Bucks were NBA championships, winning Game 6 by a score of 105-98. For the Suns, Chris Paul had 26 points and Devin Booker added 19, but they couldn't overcome Giannis' historic night. Once a skinny kid from Greece, was now an NBA champion and a finals repeat. Through the heartbreak of the past failures and the adversity of a pandemic-altered season, and the challenge of facing down super teams, he had led his team to the promised land. He had stayed loyal to the city that drafted him and fulfilled his promise. His legacy was just no longer about MVPs and stats. It was now cemented in the ultimate team success. Giannis Antetokounmpo was and forever will be an all-time great.